Welcome to the Atacama Desert in northern Chile, the driest place on planet Earth. So you might have already guessed, but I have indeed rented a car and I'm gonna be exploring all over this incredible place for the next couple of days here in northern Chile, as you can see here on the map as to where I am. Probably one of the most remote places I've ever been, no doubt about it. There is not much out here. So I drove about an hour from the city of Calama this morning to San Pedro, which is the town that I'm in now. A very small town with dirt roads all throughout, but a unique feel to it, very Western kind of vibe going on here. There's a lot of tour companies and restaurants, so a little touristy, but just having more of a low-key day, tooling around, getting some work done before gearing up for tomorrow. Big day. I'm heading south to explore some of the lagunas, so we'll pick it up there. Good morning, everyone, from the Atacama Desert. I am up early this morning heading south from San Pedro. Just pulled over to take in some of these views of the sunrise. I figured for this video, I would just sort of walk you through my itinerary over the next 3 days of being here. I know there's so much information out there, so many different tours that you can pick from, so the options are endless with touring around here. So I'll just walk you through, maybe that can help give you a better idea of how you can see this incredible place. Okay, so when arriving in Socaire, you have to stop here at this little trailer to pick up your ticket that you purchase online the day before, and you have to be here an hour before the scheduled time. I'll leave the link below to the website where you purchase the tickets. Okay, went in, showed the QR code, and got my ticket right here, which is what you show at the entrance points to get into the different sites. From San Pedro, it takes about an hour to get here to Socaire, and then from Socaire, it takes another 40 minutes to get down to the first site. So quite a ways, but it goes by fast because the views are absolutely incredible. Okay, I've made it to my first stop, Laguna Tuyajto. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but essentially this is the furthest point on this road before crossing the border into Argentina, which I'm really close to. I'm hiking down to the Laguna here behind me, and you don't need a ticket to come to this one. And surprisingly, I am the only person. So this is super peaceful out here. So as you can see, this laguna is just all salt, which I'm walking on, and then you get an amazing reflection with the mountains and the water because there is no wind. It is just dead silence here. So pretty cool. Okay, so now it's time to work my way back and see all of the attractions along the road that I just drove down. So as you can see here on the map, we just departed the first laguna, and now we're here at the Mirador Aguascalientes, which is the overlook point of Piedras Rojas. This is another free site. Keep that in mind as well. You don't need a ticket to come up to here. Keep in mind too, with this one, it's just a quick 15 to 20 minute stop. You come up here, take a look, and then head right back to the car and continue on your way. Okay, next stop here is Piedras Rojas. This is where you have to show the ticket at this place behind me. So you park with all the other tour vans, a lot of tour vans, and then show the ticket, and then it's sort of a circuit walk. It doesn't take too long apparently, so we're just walking and gonna explore here. I'm at the furthest point from the car, getting an up and close look at a lot of this here. These landscapes are absolutely incredible. I cannot portray it on the camera. It's just something you have to see for yourself. There's just so many photo and video opportunities. Let me just show you some of my photos real quick. Just amazing. Now, I will say there are a lot more people down here, as you can see behind me. So that's gonna segue into my next point. Okay, opinion time. I think you have to rent a car when you're coming to the Atacama Desert. Now, I know it might not be for everyone. Everyone's on different schedules. Some people might not feel comfortable doing it. I totally understand that. But I think to have absolute freedom, to be able to do whatever you want, go wherever you want, is so worth it in the end. I paid 209 Chilean pesos for my car for 4 days total. So that's just over 50 pesos per day. Pesos are about the same as USD. And when it's all said and done with gas and everything, it'll probably wind up being about 300 pesos if I don't crash the thing. Yes, there are tours, and the tours are definitely way cheaper in the end and pose way less of a risk, so I don't fault anyone for doing that. However, I've noticed today that a lot of these tour groups, the vans will pull up, everyone will get out, they'll take their picture for about 5 minutes, and then they'll get right back in the van and continue on their way. Especially at some of those free sites, and some of the tours don't even go to those sites. So I think paying the extra $100, $200 is so worth it to be able to do whatever you want and explore at your own time. Time is money, and I think it's very valuable. So my opinion is go with renting a car when you're here. After about a 45-minute drive that included a treacherous dirt road to get up to this point, we've reached Laguna Miñiques, an amazing setting. This is part of 2 lagunas back up in here, but just a stunning backdrop. Okay, and then off in the distance, we have Laguna Miscanti, incredible. But both of these lagunas are very close in proximity, as you can see on the map. And they're more of viewpoints, so you kind of just drive along this little road here. More of a quick stop, I think, is what it's intended for. Might I note that there are actually very nice bathrooms here. They're actually clean. So I guess the $15 that you spend for the ticket is maybe put to good use. But this is another location that you have to show the ticket to get into. All right, so it's 4 p.m. I started at 6 a.m. this morning, so it's been quite the day. But I got in those 4 viewpoints south of San Pedro. Thanks to the rental car, I was able to just take my time and soak everything in, which was super nice. There are a lot of other attractions along this road. I was going to try to do Laguna Chaxa, but I think I'm just gonna head back to San Pedro, wash up, get a good night of sleep, because I got another big day again tomorrow. Hopefully this was helpful for day 1, and we'll pick it up tomorrow for day 2. We'll run you guys through everything again. Okay, good morning everyone from day 2 here in the Atacama Desert. I'm up early again for sunrise, some beautiful shots. like always. But this morning I'm heading slightly north of San Pedro to go to the Valle del Arcoiris, which in English stands for the Rainbow Valley. As you can see here on my map, it's about an hour drive to get out here, and we're going off-roading again in the rental. So we're heading back here, just gonna explore a little bit and see what we can find. Okay, I've reached the valley here. Look at the road driving up through here. It's just magnificent. I'm driving through this canyon. It is so beautiful here with the red rocks. Kind of feels like I'm back in Sedona in a way. Look at this. This is where I'm walking back into here. Right now I'm standing in like almost a slot canyon. Pretty freaking sick. I'm just pulling over, checking out a lot of these locations along the road. It really does feel like you're on another planet back here. So secluded. I've only seen a couple other tour vans. So not one of the more popular things to do in the Atacama Desert, but that makes it amazing because I have the whole place to myself. Another tidbit I'll give is some of the locations throughout the Atacama Desert haven't seen rain in 500 plus years, which is just mind-boggling. Tell you can hike far back up into some of these areas here. It's so cool though. It's like rock climbing. You're climbing up these rocks and have it all to myself back here. This is amazing. You can also hike up to a viewpoint. This overlooks the entire valley. You can see sort of behind me as well. Okay, so behind me here, you can see why they call it Rainbow Valley, the different color rock formations all over the place here. So it's just beautiful. Okay, so I think I've seen about all I can see back here in the Rainbow Valley. What an awesome place. And I think the biggest surprise is there are not a lot of people back here. I'm here on a Sunday, so you would expect this would be pretty busy with tourists, and there are very minimal numbers. I had a lot of those places to myself, so I'd highly recommend coming back here, especially if you have a rental car. But that's going to conclude this. Now let's head back to San Pedro and continue on with this day. Okay, I'm back in San Pedro. Just gonna grab a quick bite to eat before heading to the Valle de la Luna, which is probably the most popular thing to do here in the Atacama Desert. I just pulled up at the visitor center. It's about a 5-minute drive from San Pedro, and this is where you have to go in to grab your ticket. You can do it here in person or online in advance. It's 10 Chilean pesos, so about 10 USD, and then you continue along this road here, which makes its way through the Valle de la Luna. So let's head on back. Okay, I see why this lives up to the hype. I don't really know how to describe this other than I'm on another planet right now. Look at behind me here and this backdrop. You have a giant sand dune with the mountains off in the distance, and then this huge desert-like rock formation. It really does feel like I'm not on planet Earth. So something else I find very interesting about here is that the landscapes are so harsh that NASA repeatedly comes here to test equipment that they're working on in order to get an idea of what the terrain is going to be like on other planets. That's because you can't find anything like this in the entire world. So I think that's pretty cool. All right, just driving out of the Valle de la Luna, that's gonna conclude my time here. What an awesome place that is. It definitely lives up to the hype and then some. So if you're headed to San Pedro, you have to put this on your itinerary, no doubt about it. That's also gonna wrap up this video. I would say a 2 days, very well spent. I hope this was able to help you guys with some itinerary planning and give you guys a couple ideas of how you can spend your days in San Pedro. I was able to hit a lot of attractions in just 2 days, but keep in mind, there are a lot of other things that you can see in this area. I do have one more day here. I'm planning to hike up Cerro Toco, which stands at 18,300 feet. I'm saving that for the next video, so you guys don't want to miss that one. But that's gonna wrap this video up. I appreciate you guys for watching as always, and we'll see you in the next video from the hike. So stay tuned, and I hope to see you guys at a gnarly elevation.